Hello, welcome to my channel. What do you think the ideal retirement age should be? Particularly now that people's lifespan have been reduced. For example, if someone retires at the age of say 65 or 70, and if they have to live up till 80 or 85, that means they have roughly about 10 or 15 years to live. However, what will be the quality of their lives after retirement? How well will they live the remaining days of their lives after retirement? So the question to you, let's talk about this together. What should be the ideal age of retirement? When do you intend to retire? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please do well to subscribe to this channel. It's free to do so. And also give a like to this video and share your comments. All right, so let's get straight into this discourse. When is the ideal retirement age? So to give a perspective to this topic, if you have started working from the age of 20 into your 30s, into your 40s, that's about 30 years of your life that you have worked within an organization. That means you have a network of people, you have built capacity, you have experiences, you have some level of knowledge and information about the field where you have worked for 30 years. And I believe in the process, you should have also impacted young people. You should have developed people that have looked up to you or that are looking up to you. So that means in your 50s, you should begin to set up an organization, an enterprise for yourself also, based on the knowledge and the information, the exposure, the experiences, and the resources you have built at least in the past 30 years. This is how we can fulfill the scripture that says, a righteous man will leave an inheritance for his children's children. So if you look at that scripture in itself, a righteous man who works in an organization cannot hand over his or her roles or titles or benefits to his children, let alone his children's children. That means for a righteous man who have labored for the good part of his young life, that righteous man should now develop the competence, the ability to manage a system, to manage an enterprise where he or she is going to deploy the resources he has garnered or gathered over the years, the network, the relationship he or she has over the years. So for you to fulfill that scripture, to leave an inheritance for your children's children, that means the inheritance must be yours. You must be the one who had built and developed the inheritance over the years, for you to be able to hand it over to your children, and then your children handing it over to their children. So it's important that the knowledge, the experiences, the network, the resources you have built in the past 30 or 40 years should be enough for a righteous man, for you or for me, to set up a system and an enterprise to become something we can use to improve the lives of other people, to reach out to more people, so that in the process would have built an inheritance that we can hand over to our children's children. And this is how organizations that have thrived for years, for decades, for centuries, this is how they are built. This is how they are developed. This is how they are managed. They are handed over from one generation to another. So I think that approaching retirement this way, in that you don't have to wait till the very evening of your life, to 65 to 70 years before you retire and begin to live a life that can build an inheritance that you can hand over to your children's children. And this idea is actually going to help organizations thrive more, help organizations develop more in terms of bringing in new young people who are yet to get experiences of work. So if we reduce retirement age to say 50 or 55, that means young people can rise faster within the organization, and young people can also get the experiences they need as they also grow within the organization, gather resources, gather experiences, gather network, build relationships, and also grow to be able to get retired early, so that they can also build enterprises for themselves. And this suggestion also speaks to the fact that when you retire a man at 65 or 70, where he does not have enough strength, physical strength, to do things for himself, where he now has to kind of depend on people or depend on his children to live, you see that you are putting pressure and burden on the man in the later years of his life. So if a man can retire at 50 or at 55, somehow he still has enough strength, he still have enough mental ability, enough capacity to harness all his resources, to use them to build an enterprise, to build an organization that he can now also run for another 10-15 years. If he has that much time to live on earth, he can live healthy, he can live well, he can build the enterprise, he can use it to help more people, he can use it to support himself and his family, and of course his children and his children's children, compared to a man retiring at 65 or 70, where he does not have the physical strength, where he does not really have enough resources to begin to manage his life. And the challenge that many older people have when they retire is that they are unable to sustain the lifestyle they have maintained for the past 30 or 40 years when they were working. And suddenly retirement comes, and suddenly their means of livelihood is stopped, and they have to now get used to a lifestyle they never understood before in the past 30-40 years of they working in an organization. It becomes difficult for them to naturally adapt and adjust to their retirement experience at 65, at 70. So it's advisable that at 50, at 55, when you still have the strength, when you still have the mental ability to be able to do something for yourself, for your family, that you should retire. And another benefit to this is that you can hand over whatever you start to build in the later years of your life to your children, and of course to your children's children. So what do you think about retirement age? What's your position? How do you see this topic? Do you approve of retiring at 65, at 70, or lower at 50 or 55? So let me know what your comment is in the comment section below. So thank you for your time. Thank you for paying attention to watching this video. Please do well to subscribe if this is your first time on this channel. God bless you and enjoy the rest of the week.